live streams on YouTube and the Facebook places, and get started. So welcome everyone. My name is Rachel Garcia, and I'm going to be sharing some information with you tonight that I know could be absolutely life-changing for you and your family. And I'm very aware that that's a strong statement, but it changed my family's life. I first saw this in 2008. I was working full-time as a physician assistant, practicing medicine, seeing 60 to 70 patients a day, writing 200 prescriptions a day. I had just had my second child, so I had a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old, and my husband and I had just taken the leap into being entrepreneurs. So we had just invested $100,000 in not one, two companies. We had opened a skincare retail store, a brick and mortar location in Ponte Vedra Beach. I had employees, taxes, paperwork, inventory, a lot of work in that location. And then my husband opened a construction company. So we were doing all of these things when my brothers called me and said, hey, we've got a business we want you to take a look at. And I have to be honest, I had no interest in a business. I didn't have time to take a shower. I was not interested in another business. But they said, and I said no. And they said, you can say no. Just give us an educated no. Look at it for 5 minutes and let us know what your thoughts are on it. And that made sense to me. So I agreed to do that and begrudgingly began to watch their presentation. And within 5 minutes, I was like, this is truth. I'm very interested and I have to be involved in this company. And so I'm going to be walking you through some information today that I know could be life-changing for you and your family. I don't know if you're looking for an additional stream of income. I don't know if you're struggling with debt or have no way to get ahead financially. That is where I was in 2008. That's why we started two companies. My nephew had just been diagnosed with severe autism in 2008. I worked 12 to 14-hour days. My boys were with a woman, my nanny, that they called mom. And I started those two companies because I was frantically trying to get home with my children. The diagnosis of autism for my sister's son, and sitting with that doctor and hearing him say, Bo would never speak. He would never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. He would always be in diapers. Caused me to have a lot of questions, and I began to do an extensive amount of research. Now, I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences as a PA, so I'm not Googling when I research, guys. I'm deep into the medical libraries, looking at published research and reading books like this book, The China Study, which led me to understand the extreme importance of nutrition. And that's where I was when my brothers called me. And it was the nutrition side of this that really caught my attention. So again, I don't know if this is for you or not. Whoever invited you feels that it might be, but they don't know. We don't walk around with signs that say, I'm already negative 500 in my account for Christmas and I still haven't bought the Christmas tree or my son's gifts. Like, we don't know where you're at. We also don't know where you're at with your health. And I was really into the health aspect of the country we live in right now with my nephew's new diagnosis. And I was going to the health food store and getting the supplements, and I had the juicer in the organic garden, and we weren't seeing results, but I wasn't really expecting any. And so when I saw that this system cleanse your body of the toxins, balance out your pH, get alkaline, build yourselves up with whole raw food nutrition, which I immediately recognized as truth because of the research I've been doing, was being utilized in a clinical practice for 30 years. They had a 3-year waiting list, and they said, we're going to start a company. And you're one of the first people to hear about it. I knew 30 years was a long time, and I knew I couldn't out-research that. So I said, I'm in. Give me everything they've got. And within a week, we saw massive changes. So you're going to hear about things tonight, like insomnia issues resolving, totally happened for me in days. My son's horrible constipation issues resolving, gone within days. My husband's mood swings, anger issues, depression struggles, gone in 6 weeks. We travel nowhere without it because it will rear its ugly head if he does not get the nutrition in his body that he needs to. When my nephew started speaking 3 months in, I said, I have to tell people. And that's why I'm here today. And the checks began to come in as I began to tell people, and I didn't really see it as a business in the beginning. It was my CPA who said, I think this might be the best business you've ever started. And I thought he was joking. It was so cheap to get started. I did not see it as a real income producer. Well, I now get paid more than 5 times what I used to make as a PA. I went to school for 8.5 years and spent $100,000 on that education. I worked this thing consistently. And I will now ask you, are you doing something right now? Do you have something in your life that if you spend 30 minutes a day on it, 5 days a week, it'll pay you weekly checks for decades to come? That's what you have your hands on here. The potential to create a weekly income stream that could surpass what you're making at your current job with weekly checks for decades to come. I joined for the simplicity. I was sick of going to the health food store. I was sick of the juicing. I was sick of all of it. And I said, I'm a click a button. You can come to my house. That's me. Okay. Back then, just so you know, in 2008, we were not buying things online, right? We had to go to Walmart for our Christmas shopping and Target. We had to go to the malls. Now, the majority of Christmas shopping is being done online. That would have blown our minds, you guys, in the early 2000s. And so when I saw this concept that I could click a button, it's already been used in a clinical practice. It's been proven. I'm in, give it to me. I joined for the simplicity. I'm still here today for the very real results. I've helped tens of thousands of people throw prescriptions in the trash. I don't know if that's going to happen for you, but I want to encourage you to put the puzzle pieces together as you're listening to this tonight. Okay, just pay attention to what's happening and the kind of people we're attracting. And I think you'll have an idea of what could potentially happen for you. I want to talk about Amazon for a minute. Imagine that in 2005, and I say 2005 because in 2005, very few people knew about Amazon, but imagine someone came to you and said, got this amazing company. In the future, everyone's going to be buying everything online. You'd probably been like, really? I don't see that happening. Yes, even Black Friday, most people will buy things online rather than actually going into stores. And we've got this company where you can literally buy everything online. We're looking for people to promote our brand. We're looking for brand partners. And basically, if you get a membership, and you share this with anybody else and they get a membership, you're going to get 10 to 50% of whatever they purchase for the rest of their lives. I just bought a refrigerator on Amazon like 2 months ago for our garage. It was $1,500. Like if somebody was going to get a percentage of that profit because they told me about Amazon, that would have been pretty amazing. Would I have seen this if it had been brought to me in 2005? I don't know if I would have. I like to think I would have, but I don't know if I would have. So that's what this is like. See, I believe everybody needs to have a membership with Pure. And we are looking for brand partners to help us spread that information. Well, why would I spread it? How is it different from other things out there? My sister sells oils. Is it like that? Oh, no, friend. It's nothing like that. I wish someone had come to me in my early 30s when I was starting my skincare retail store and taught me these very key things I'm about to teach you. If you're going to start a business, you want to make sure it's for 100% of the population, not just the women, who want to spend $100 plus per month on their skin, not just the runners, not just the pet owners, but everyone. Everybody with a body is who Pure is for. See, because this is your number one asset, guys. You only get one. We live in multiple houses throughout your life. You have multiple cars. We have multiple phones, but you get one home for your soul to live in. It is your number one asset. And if you do not take care of it, it will bite you in the butt sooner or later. And most people who are into nutrition, something has happened, whether it was to you or to someone in your life, and you're like, I better research this. And you figured out what I figured out through reading multiple different books, that my goodness, prevention is better than prescription. And so this is for 100% of the demographic. At some point in their life, everyone realizes this is your number one asset. The other thing that's important is it consumable? Are they going to buy it one time? I have friends who sell Cutco knives. We have a vacuum cleaner we bought from somebody. Some of you have water purifiers you bought from somebody. What do they do after they've gone to everybody they know? They're knocking on doors. They're cold calling on the phone. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, thank you. I have no interest in that. That's a horrible business model. If you're selling something that people will buy one time because it's going to last their entire lives, no, move on. Not a great business. Okay. You want people to buy it repeatedly over and over again. And what we found is when people start with one of our starter packages, 93 out of 100 people, that's 93% of people repurchase over and over and over again. And why? It's because it works. Because we have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee that it will work, and it works. This business model is touted as one of the best business models to get started in or to use to create additional streams of income. That's what happened for me. We started in it, the checks start coming in, the checks start growing, the checks surpass what I make in my skincare store, and I'm spending 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, spending 3 to 4 hours a day at the skincare store, and this surpassed it. Yeah, let's close the skincare store down and see what happens here. And then we started to create so much income that we were able to invest in other things like real estate. We now have Airbnbs that is another passive residual income stream. And that's why these guys say this is a brilliant business for a few reasons. Richard Branson says everybody should have a small business for the tax write-off purposes. So I'll tell you a story. I have a friend. She's a teacher here in town. She's been a teacher her whole life. She always gets money back at the beginning of the year in taxes, right? So the taxes are taken out of your check. I'm teaching my son this right now. Taxes are taken out of your check if you're an employee, which most people watching usually are. And oftentimes they take too much out and they give you money back at the beginning of the next year, the new year. You can request, well, let me say this. You can deduct from the taxes you should have paid anything that you purchased for a business. If you don't have a business, you can't deduct anything. But if you have a business, you can deduct what you purchased when you started the business, anything you did to continue with the business. So this friend of mine typically gets around $900 to $1,000 back. And she called me last year and was like, I'm doing my taxes and I think I can remember I can write off my Pure brand partnership. Yes, you can. You can write off your initial purchase. You can write off whatever it is that you purchase monthly to keep your business going. So she did that. And her check went from $900 to $3,900 in just about 15 minutes. So that's why Richard Branson says this is a brilliant business. Tony Robbins says anything that has a low startup cost and a low monthly overhead is good to look at. And that's why he loves this business model. And you can find him on video talking about why he loves it. Now, overhead here, you should already be spending because this is your number one asset. I literally just replaced the supplementation that I was buying with this. But the investment is what got me. It was cheaper to get started here than it was for me to pay my monthly overhead for my skincare retail store, to keep the lights on, to pay the rent, to pay the employees. All that stuff was more expensive than my investment in Pure. And my investment in Pure, I ate, and my nephew ate, and my kids ate, and my husband ate, which gave us these life-changing results. The reason I started my skincare store in the construction company was because of the book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read it and I understood suddenly, like I'm trading my hours for dollars as an employee. I'm never going to get ahead. There's only so many hours in the day. I was never going to get ahead. And so I decided to make a jump and open those two businesses. And then it came out with this book in 2010. It said, the business of the 21st century is this business I'm talking to you about right now. And I kind of stumbled into this business in 2008, having no idea it was the one that would give me the time freedom, financial freedom that I was looking for. And the other reason this business model is great is it allows you to leverage your time, meaning I'm working for you, meaning somebody invited you on tonight. They're probably not on. They're either watching Netflix or with their kids or whatever, and I'm building a business for them. So if you have questions, type the Q&A at the bottom of the Zoom. I will answer at the end. I work for whoever it is that invited you. Do you have someone working for you while you're on vacation, while you're doing other things? Are you doing something right now that if you spend 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, it will pay you potentially a weekly check for decades to come? See, I was intrigued by where it started. In a clinical practice, this cleanse, balance, build philosophy with patients for 30 years, the results were so good. There was a 3-year waiting list to get in. I said, I cannot out-research 30 years. Give it to me. They chose to just share it by word of mouth. And I now believe with all of my heart, after 20 years of practicing medicine, 15 years of being involved with this company, the majority of the health issues we face are the result of these 3 things. We are toxic. We're drinking out of plastic water bottles. We're putting food in Tupperware and sticking it in the microwave. The food is being sprayed with herbicides, pesticides, and fungicides by guys in hazmat suits. And our cancer rates are shooting up. And we think it's normal that every single one of us knows someone affected by cancer. 10 years ago, I would poll the room and 30% of the hands would go up saying they know somebody affected by cancer. Now it's 100% of the hands, guys. Like the frog that's been put in water, stuck on the stove and is slowly being boiled, and we don't even realize it. We're out of balance. We can talk about our lack of sleep, our lack of exercise, how much we stare at the phones, the over consumption of sugar, but I'm going to talk about how acidic we are. This book, the China study, showed that we don't eat enough plants. We eat too much meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, bread. All of the things make us acidic. Your body wants to be right here. It's going to get here. It's going to break the alkalinity out of your bones to get you here. Are you helping it to get here? People who consume more plants than they do meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, and bread, they don't live in a state of disease, inflammation, and infection. I'm going to show you how to get more plants in your body in 30 seconds than your whole neighborhood gets in a week in just a minute. We're undernourished. Our kids are really undernourished. Just journals of nutrition is showing this. And here's the deal, guys. Whatever's in your genetic pipeline, whatever your parents are struggling with, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, heart disease, it's coming to you faster because of your lack of nutrition, your lack of movement, the poisons you're consuming, and it's going to hit them faster. We have a better way. And those of you who say, oh, I can just eat healthy. If I just eat healthy, I'll be fine. No, studies. There's a number of studies around the year 2010 showing you have to eat 8 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat to get the same nutrition our grandparents got from one of each of those things. No one's going to eat this much. So we're walking around literally starving, which is why we have an obesity pandemic. And here's the answer: cleanse, balance, build. It's a centuries-old philosophy utilized in that clinic for 30 years. And this is the philosophy of our company. And you guys, I have medical doctors joining me every week. Every week. One came on board today. She said, I've been struggling. I've been looking for answers to my lupus. A medical doctor looking for answers to my lupus. I'm looking at reading all the nutrition. I've done all the supplements you can possibly do. I've never seen a company that has it all together in one place. I hear that all the time, guys. Why would medical doctors be joining us? People who went to school for 12 years to practice medicine. I walked away from practicing medicine in December of 2019 because I found a better way. And it's pure. Many of our products are in the physician's desk reference. I'm telling you, put the puzzle pieces together, guys. We have over 50 products. They're amazing. We have a sports line. We live off the sports line in this household. We have a metabolic reset where we literally reset your metabolism by pouring nutrition in, getting your metabolism burning fat. You become a fat burning machine. We have a transformation challenge starting the first week of January. So listen if that's something you're interested in. But immune boosting line, I'm going to focus in on the starter pack, okay? Because confusion and too much information causes paralysis. And this is what we found really moves the needle for people's health, that you're obviously noticeable results within 30 days, okay? There's 6 things that typically happen when someone starts on our starter package. Better sleep, totally me, within days. Better mood, that was my husband. Better bowel habits, that was my son. Weight loss, that was me and my husband. I lost 32 pounds in 3 months without even trying. Less pain, pain reduction or pain resolution altogether, and more energy. Okay, those are the things that people typically notice in the first 30 days. I'm not here for what happens in the first 30 days. Neither of those medical doctors, by the way. We're here for what we see in the lab results. Stuff we've never seen before. When you give the body what it needs, it heals itself. It's powerful. The Core Plus starter pack. If you're over 40 or you're on prescription medications, you need to get the Core Complete. It's got our 4 superfruits, each of which have been used for thousands of years in the areas where they're grown. Studied for over 3 decades in the US. What makes ours different from what you can find elsewhere is they're 100%. It's 100% noni, wildly harvested, no pear juice, no apple juice to make it taste better. That's basically adding sugar. We don't do that here. Amazing, amazing superfruits. And honestly, the men that we work with, they enjoy the superfruits more than the women. So if you're struggling with migraines, libido, depression, arthritis, dementia, focus issues in your children, ADHD, bowel issues of any kind, pain, reflux, all those little things you have in your medicine cabinet that you take at night that you think isn't a big deal, you shouldn't have to take it. The 6 things people typically feel on our Core Complete starter package are listed here. And it's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. What do you have to lose? If you're struggling with your health, what do you have to lose? If you're not struggling with your health, you better start taking care of your body right now. Prevention is better than prescription. Think of it as a servicing, guys. We take our car in for a servicing every, 10,000 miles? If we don't, it's, right? Won't make it 200,000 miles if you don't take it in for the servicing. We service I've got a quote from my air conditionings in my Airbnb, 2 units, $5,000 quote for a servicing. If we don't do it, it'll break, and that'll be bad in Florida, okay? When did you service your body last? Oh, 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, why did you go in? Well, I was having some pain in my hip, and my hair is really thin lately, and I've had some bowel, stomach pains, and so I go in. Oh, what'd they do? They did some scans and some lab work, and what'd they give you? A prescription. Or maybe they say your gallbladder's bad, we need to cut it out, because that's what we do in America. We cut out your organs. So better servicing, cleanse the 7 channels you eliminate through your lungs, your liver, your skin, lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. Pour plant-based nutrition in. Genesis 1:29, oldest book of wisdom, says everything we need comes from the ground. We've got it all here. It's from the ground. Give your body what it needs so it can work the way it's made to work. And yes, I've been giving it to my kids since they were toddlers. They're now teens. They now pour it themselves. They now take it themselves. If they don't take it, it's very obvious, and they won't go very many days without taking it. They can tell in their workouts. They start to get a scratchy throat. Oh, I need my superfruits. They come running in. I have one that's about to be in college next year. Okay. I want to make sure that he takes it on his own while he's in my house. so that I'm not just shipping there and it's stacking up in his dorm room. No, they take it. This is my youngest eating his Mila muffins, the Mila you can mix in French toast, waffles, pancakes. And like I said, they've been doing this since they were very young. I have videos of them doing it as toddlers. And in 30 seconds in the morning, my kids get more nutrition than their whole class gets in a week. Okay. You can do it in smoothies. We have training videos where we walk you through how to put it in a smoothie, how to put it in French toast, how to put it in muffins. When you get started with us, you get videos that you can watch on your phone 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. What are you doing right now? 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It'll pay you checks weekly for decades. The 30 minutes starts out as training, starts out as learning for a day or two, but you can start inviting as soon as you want. I go live daily. I mean, tonight you could be like, Bob, I just watched this thing. My mind is blown. You've got to get on tomorrow at 12 o'clock to watch this. Within 15 minutes, you'll know. Like, can you join? I want you to join and watch this with me. That is the invite, guys. It's not rocket science. Okay, it's either for Bob or it's not for Bob. If you can get him to watch, he'll know very quickly. PureLifeChangers.com is a site we put together with doctors educating on the products, people who've had testimonies of what's happened with them, sharing their stories, extreme in-depth trainings on all of the products. This you might be watching us on right now. It's our testimony site. You can use the search box to search up any ailment you're struggling with. Don't take it from me. Puzzle pieces together, hear what other people have to say. If you're not on this site, you can ask whoever invited you to add you to the site so that you can learn more. So guys, I started just sharing it with people. Just like I saw patients every day, I was used to affecting the lives of the people that I saw every day. It's what I went to school for. I enjoy impacting people's lives. It's what I did. Then something happened. I shared it with Betty. Betty's in her 70s. Betty can barely make it to the mailbox. She's so tired, fatigued, out of breath, in pain. And she gets on the Core Complete. And a couple weeks in, she's like walking around the block, not just blocks, walk a couple times, meeting all the neighbors, saying hi, remembering their names. And then they're saying, what are you doing, Betty? We haven't seen you in years. What's going on? Now Frank wants to try it. Now Sarah wants to try it. Now she's calling me saying, Frank's had this amazing result. And Rachel, I'm getting a check every week. It's like, I'm 72. I'm on a fixed budget. I'm getting checks every week. This is amazing. That was a life-changing experience that I'd never had. I was used to touching the lives of the people that I came into contact with. But I suddenly realized Betty knew people I didn't know. And while I was working seeing patients, she was spreading the news. And then I impacted her finances. And you guys, that was an adrenaline rush that I was like, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep helping people earn checks. I've helped tens of thousands of people throw prescriptions in the trash, which I'm super proud of. Thousands of people earn weekly checks. The future is e-commerce. We've all seen our favorite retail stores and whatever shut down in the last couple of years. Everybody's buying online now. Okay. Health and wellness is the future. It's a brilliant business model. Don't get involved in a startup company. They're gone within 5 years. Like less than 5% of them make it past the 5-year mark. We've been around 15 years, yet less than 60,000 people in the US even know that Pure exists. It's part of why I'm going live every single day, because I feel very passionate about getting the information out as of late, as some people that have been in my life a long time just kind of haphazardly found out about it and their lives were radically changed. Medical people who were into nutrition, who were buying 15 different supplements from 8 different companies, and they stumble on Pure and they're like, nobody knows about this. It's the best thing I've ever seen. Like, I know. Well, how come you didn't tell me? Our kids have been in school together for 12 years. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be that weirdo at the soccer game who's telling everybody. They're like, it's changed my life. Bought a family pack. A week later, bought 4 family packs. Now you can't go into the dental practice without finding out about Pure. It made me say, shame on me. Shame on me for not wanting to be awkward at a soccer game. I'm going to tell everybody. So livepure.com is where you can go shopping. Throw whatever you want into your cart. If you're a family of 4 or more, get the family pack. Don't do a servicing for just you guys. Do your whole family servicing. It's more important than your air conditioning or your car or your house. Do a family servicing. The average person starts on a starter pack, which would be like the family pack, and then they purchase 2 to 3 products going forward. Those of you that are nutrition freaks like me, you'll buy more than 2 to 4 products a month because you're already buying all of the above and everything that you possibly could consider buying. We just have the best at a more affordable price. The Reset Plus, that's the metabolic reset, includes the Core Complete, plus some fat burners, metabolism boosters for 2, and it's a 6-week program, okay? Or you can mix and match, all right? So you just throw whatever you want into your pack, choose to be a preferred customer at checkout. Yes, do that. Put your email in, you get 25% off. If you go on the Smart Ship program, every time you purchase in the future, 93% chance that you will. You get 20% back in free products. It's what makes our products very affordable. I'm going to bring my friend Susan up now, and she's going to share with you her story, how this has changed her life. And then I'm going to break off for a minute and talk a little bit about becoming a brand partner. Okay. So Susan, funny how I met her. I told someone who told someone who told someone who told someone who told Will, Susan's husband. And I've now stayed with them in Montana. I don't know. She knows how many times. 6, 7 times. I was just in Montana last week. It was 5 degrees when I landed in the airplane. But I go up there because people watch our videos and then I meet them in person. And we had some life-changing results up there last week, didn't we, Susan? It was awesome. So I'm going to disappear and let Susan share her story, and you guys can hear how it's impacted her life. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you. My lighting isn't the best. I apologize for that, but I have my little Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. I'm glad to be here this evening. You know, Pure has affected my life and my husband's life quite drastically in both the ways that Rachel is talking to you about this evening. Our health has been drastically changed, as well as our financial situation. And so I have a lot of great things to say about both. But it started back in 2016. My husband's good friend introduced or shared Pure with him and my husband. At that time, he decided to jump right in, mainly for the products and what it could do for our health. And we both were struggling with things. He had sleepless nights, insomnia, a lot of pain from being in the service, constipation issues, a lot of pain issues. And I was dealing with anxiety at that time. I also had chronic headaches 5 days a week. I had headaches. I was dealing with a lot of pain in my lower back from an auto accident I had been in. I also have osteopenia. So I was dealing with hip and joint pain from that as I was aging. So we dove right in with the products, and within just a matter of days, both of us started seeing many changes in how we were feeling. We were feeling much more energy, less pain. So the struggles that we were having were starting to lessen. And Will actually, he had also had high cholesterol, and within about 3 months, he was off his cholesterol medication. And he had also dropped about 25 pounds, just like Rachel had in the first 3 months. So all of those 6 things that Rachel spoke about that could happen in the first 28 days happened for us. And we don't know what's going to happen for you, but we were amazed at how much better we felt. And we haven't stopped taking our products since. And we are a product of the product. We take just about everything that Pure has, and we are just very passionate about Pure. So on the other opportunity that we have, the business side, it's funny because for 2 or 3 years before my husband and I got married, I was searching for something that would take me out of the corporate world. I wasn't happy there. I am better working for myself, reporting to myself, not someone else. And I couldn't find anything. And when we were introduced to Pure, I was working in the hospitality industry, and I wasn't very happy, but I was so caught up in a few things, but our health started getting better. And then I realized about 8 months in that, wow, this company is amazing. This company is going places. And I wanted to share with others just what Rachel is sharing with you, the better health and quality of life, as well as a residual stream of income. I decided to quit my corporate job, and then I threw myself into Pure, and 5.5 years later, I have replaced my corporate income. And also Pure treats you to wonderful travel that you earn. I work hard. I don't win it, I earn it. But we have traveled to Bora Bora and Italy, to Hawaii, many, many places. And it's all on Pure, them saying thank you to us. This opportunity has created a stream of income for us, a residual stream of income. And all the while, we are also helping to change people's health as well as their wealth. And if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. What we have in this machine, this awesome machine that we have, like Rachel says, is our most important asset. And this company has given me time freedom. I get to work from home. I get to travel. I got to be with my aging mother before she passed away. Just so many blessings have come from this company. So if you are looking for better health, family, friends, whoever that you know needs better health, if you're looking for an additional stream of income where you don't have to leave the house, you can work at 30 minutes a day and you can help others, then Peer is definitely the gift that you're looking for, because it is truly a gift. And everything that Rachel is saying here is truth. And Peer is very special, and you will be glad you take the jump if you do. So I recommend it highly.
Thank you so much, Susan, for taking the time out this evening to share with everyone. And you guys, I literally could do hours and hours and hours and hours of testimonies because we have that many testimonies that have been shared. And so I highly recommend that you get on those Changing Lives with Pure sites, Pure Life Changer sites, go to the Real Stories page and start watching. So if you know someone who needs to hear this, if you're concerned about the price, maybe it's December and you're like, oh, I can't spend any money on anything. Aren't you tired of that? Don't you want this to be the last December ever like that? What are you going to do to get out of that situation? Or maybe you're just a fan of multiple streams of income like I am and you keep your eyes open. It's $49 to get a business started here. Yep, $49. That's it. And then you start sharing it. And this is how money started coming in for me. I was kind of like a vending machine, right? Like people are going to my website, I'm calling them, I'm saying, hey, take a look at this video. I had their number in my phone, they're friends of mine, call, watch the video. They would go order from my site, I get a check. And the check started growing and I'm like, whoa, this is happening here. This is crazy. Before I knew it, it surpassed what I made at my skincare store. 30 minutes a day, 3 hours a day on the skincare store, shut that sucker down. And then before I knew it, it was growing and matched what I made as a PA. I was in one of the highest paid specialties. I went to school for 8.5 years and spent $100,000 on my education. And I was making as much with this as I was with that. I walked away from practicing medicine in 2019. I found a better way. And it wasn't from the customers. It was from people like Betty. Once I figured out I could help people like Betty earn additional checks, I started looking for more Bettys. And typically customers turned into Bettys because they started telling their stories. And I have teams all over the world. It's kind of like a vending machine. But here's the deal. Whoever invited you tonight, they probably invited 20 people, okay? They only have 2 teams. So Bob's watching. Bob is struggling with his health. He works all the time. He doesn't know how he's going to get out of debt. He's like, I know I need to do better with my health, or it's not going to be good and no one's going to be able to take care of my family. And I have all this debt. I need to get ahead. Put me in with the family pack. I want to service my whole family. I want to service myself, and I want to get ahead financially. I can spend 30 minutes a day. Probably not till January, but I can. So Bob comes in, but Kristen's also on. Bob goes on one team, Kristen goes on the other team. Now Beth comes in, Linda comes in, Jason comes in, Leah comes in. The person who invited you only has 2 teams to put them on. So half of them go under Bob. Bob's getting these emails. Beth joined, Leah joined, Brenda joined. Bob's like, who are these people and why are they're on my team? Well, when Bob starts to share, he gets to benefit. Literally a savings account is being built for Bob that he gets to cash in on once he begins to share this with others. Again, you get the 30 minutes a day of training that you can watch, listen to from anywhere. As soon as you choose to join us as a brand partner. $49 enrollment, free with one of our business packs, or if you're a military or a student. Monthly overhead is about $140 a month. That's what you should be purchasing for your own family's consumption. If that's too much for you, if your customers purchase $140 a month, your overhead is totally covered. You set that up now with your smart ship. It goes through in 28 days. You can cancel it with a click of a button. You can edit it with the click of a button, but that's what makes our products more affordable than our competitors. And then you go place your first order and you can order whatever you want. I came in with the family pack. It's $4,000 worth of products for $2,500, but we have a coupon that'll take 20% off and make it $2,000. So $4,000 worth of products for $2,000, that's a no-brainer, okay? And you get to write it off. It's your family's health. You also are going to get the 30 minutes a day of training. You're going to get the membership fee waived. You're going to get the shipping fee waived. You're going to get in our VIP program. So I have a VIP coaching program that is only for people who come in with one of these pack levels. We have weekly calls, coaching, mentoring from our leaders directly for you, specifically to help you meet your financial goals, okay? And you get eligible to the leadership trips that I put on for my team twice a year. Last year was Costa Rica. Actually, earlier this year was Costa Rica. Okay, that's a fantastic package. You will also get 4 coupons to share with the first people that you invite as well. The Reset Plus package is one of my favorites. It's $1,500. With the coupon, it's $1,200. So it's $2,000 of product for $1,200. It's a 6-week program for 2, includes the Core Complete, includes the sports line, includes the fat burners and metabolism boosters. It's amazing. You also will get the 30 days of training. You'll get in the company star bonus program, $49 waived, shipping waived. Great program. 4 coupons to share with others. You can start wherever. You can start with Core Plus. It's our most basic starter package. It's $289. It's less than $10 a day for a single body servicing. Okay. I love the Core Complete. It's my favorite starter package. 30-day satisfaction guarantee. The guys always say, how do I make my money back? Well, you start inviting. And I'll tell you the numbers. I've been doing it 15 years. If 10 people get on and watch a presentation, 3 to 4 will join. If 4 people come in with the same package you came in with, you've made your money back. Or I should say, you just got your family's health for free. All right, so livepure.com. Go throw what you're most interested in into the pack. Go check out. And I'm going to tell you, if you like to travel, you found the right place because we travel a lot. This is a group of over 50 people that we helped earn a trip to Amalfi Coast of Italy earlier this year. The company rented out that whole hotel, and look, all walks of life, all ages, all colors, all everything. Everyone is welcome here. People united, reaching everyone. We believe everyone deserves to have this information. Our next trip is to Greece. I'm really good at helping people earn free trips. 5-star trip to Greece. You have plenty of time to earn it. So if you are ready for a change, guys, there's no cap to what you can make here. When I realized what I was making with 30 minutes a day, I said, what if I work 3 hours a day? What if I work 5 hours a day? And now I work less than half of the time I used to work as a PA, have flexible time to spend with my teenage boys, which I have to tell you, priceless. This time I have with my kids right now is priceless. And most of my friends are working like dogs right now. I don't have to do that because I took a leap in 2008. And now when people ask me what I do, I say I started 3 businesses in 2008 and one of them exploded. And I'm beyond blessed that my brothers were persistent and said, you can say no, but give me an educated no. So I hope that you get your questions answered. I hope that you consider joining us. Go to purelifechangers.com. Respond to the person who called you and tell them what you're thinking. Tell them what your thoughts are. And we'll go forward from there. Hopefully I get to work with you and meet you very soon. Take care, everybody. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.